Jonah, bro.
Squared away.
Jonah, I don't think we've talked to you since you announced that you're going to come back next year. Just wondering what went into that decision for you.
I want to get my degree. You know, that's something that I want to be the first to do in my family is get a college degree. So um, that's something that I was committed to before, you know, even football. So getting that degree and obviously be able to have a full off season and things like that. Because the way, you know, we came in, it was all late, you know, scrambling around. I feel like you want to leave a place, you know, better than, you know, you found it. And I feel like it's still more for us to do and go get. So.
What are you getting your degree in?
Education with option in sports management.
Jonah, just in the world we're living in, I mean, you had choices to come back here. I'm sure you had inquiries in the transfer portal. You had talks, I'm sure your people had talks with the NFL. Can you just talk a little bit about what it's been like? Because you put out some cryptic tweets as well that have had a lot of people guessing on a lot of that.
You just got to keep the people on their toes, you know, keep them guessing. You know, you don't want to let nobody know your next move. But, but yeah, I came to the University of Washington because I was committed, you know, to the, you know, university and obviously the coaches and, you know, things like that. You know, I wouldn't trade it for the world. My decision coming here, you know, if I say I'm all in, I'm all in. There's no 95%, no 99%, it's 100%. So that all went in, you know, with my decision, you know, to stay, you know, blowing off the inquiries you were saying, things like that. You know, I'm here to stay at Washington, and that's what it's always been.
Guys, there's been a lot of talk about the portal and, you know, having this during the season. Do you think they should maybe cut that out and wait till the season's over to give players a chance to move on? What's your take on that?
Wait, what was your question?
Just as far as the portal being open during the season. A lot of folks think it should not open until the season's over. You know, kind of having free agency, you know, while the playoffs are going on, while the bowl games are going on, that maybe they should wait until the season comes to an end. What's your take on that?
I mean, all schools usually start in January, so it kind of give players a full month to figure out what they want to do, you know, with their future and things like that. And for guys that don't fit the culture and, you know, don't want to be at that place anymore and, you know, just not happy, you know, they get to give people a chance, you know, get the bad, you know, the disease out the whatever, you know what I'm trying to say, but it gives the people that's not fitting the culture, you know, out, you know. People think that bowl games are all fun and games, but it's really to set the foundation for the next season that, you know, you have coming up. So, like I said, the people that don't want to be here, you know, is gone, and don't fit the culture is gone, and, you know, the people that want to be here is here. Like, we don't want hostages, we want volunteers at the end of the day, and that's my opinion on it.
Denzel, you went through this last year with a lot of teammates just leaving right after the national championship game. But here, with this team, with this situation, it's like 18 guys have left in like 2 weeks. Is that kind of a shock to your system where you got them one day, and despite how they fit in or whatever the culture is, all of a sudden they're just gone?
I mean, you know, it's always a shock to see guys just enter the portal randomly, especially when you had talks with them, you know. But, you know, it's just one of those things of the game. Guys are going to leave. Guys feel like they're not valued at certain places, or now with the NIL, you know, getting treated as if it's the NFL almost, just on a smaller scale. You know, guys feel like they should be getting paid certain amounts, and with that comes with a lot of transfers and a lot of people trying to find homes at other places.
We came out to your practice last week and didn't watch it, but we were in the doorway and all that. And, you know, just a glance out there, it just looked like a small group compared to what we'd seen in the fall and the spring when we were watching practice. It just seemed different.
Yeah, you know, we've had a lot of guys hit the portal, unfortunately, you know, guys that we love, and, you know, we wish the best for them and everything like that. But for us, you know, we still got to keep this main thing the main thing and, you know, try to set the foundation, like Jonah was saying, for next season and end the season with the win.
What do you guys, what has it been like for you these last couple of weeks as you navigate, you know, what you wanted to do?
For me, it's been pretty cut in stone. I mean, I love this program. You know, I grew up here. I grew up watching UW play on the biggest stages, you know what I mean? So being able to, you know, just go through this, obviously, you know, there's all types of politics that go through it, but, you know, I just went about it of, you know, I'm I'm valued here. You know what I mean? And why would I throw all that away just for some type of maybe just a little bit of money? You know what I mean?
Do you have teams? I mean, have teams reached out to you? Have there been programs trying to get you to go in the portal?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, like, there's always other teams trying to come in, and offer you more money, but you got to understand, like, where the value's at. Is that real over there? You still have to take the risk to go over there, and you might not like your new life over there. So, but there's for sure been a couple other schools that have reached out.
Do you have an agent who
I
handles
do.
that stuff for you?
I do.
How many teams did you hear from ballpark?
I'll say I heard about from like 8 teams. I'll say about 3 or 4 of them that really wanted me to come.
How about you, Jonah? How many teams did you hear from? Just kind of ballpark.
The whole nation.
A lot of people, more than 10 though. But it's keep the main thing. Like I said, I'm committed to University of Washington and the people that believed in me when no one else did.
Jonah, you mentioned using the bowl game as a springboard for the next season. I guess, what do you think a Sun Bowl win would do for this group going into 2025?
I mean, it would do a lot. Yeah, definitely get the bad taste of their mouth of the last game that we played, and just let you know like what the future holds. There's a lot of guys that are playing in the bowl game, are coming back. So, like I said, to set the foundation, Sun Bowl championship, it would mean a lot.
Can you let Jonah go right away? He's got to get to
Somebody.
Yeah, can each one of you talk a little bit about the transition from Will to Demond and what the transition's been like, and specifically in your position, if there's things that you have to do differently because Demond tends to run more?
Yeah, I'll start. So I'd say just the main difference is having to know that Demond could get mobile at any point, being ready for that scramble drill. You could be 20 yards, 30 yards down the field, look back, and now you got to relocate to the other side of the field to get open to be QB friendly for him. So I'd say that's the biggest thing is, like always having to be ready that you might have to switch directions at any instant and try to get open for him. You know what I mean? Just due to scrambling.
Or just, that backer happens to fold over the top, not knowing if he's going to pull it or give it or not. Sometimes you might end up with 2 people outside of the hole, and, it can open up, bigger runs. And, it's hard trying to defend me and him. So, and scramble drill as well, as a back, knowing he's going to move around and, you might be the check down. So, trying to get your eyes around fast and be mirroring their quarterback and, try to make it explosive, because Demond is explosive when he does use his feet, as you guys can see. So definitely opens up a lot of more options, I would say.
How hard is that read option, knowing whether you're going to get the ball or if he's going to pull it out? How do you decide?
At the end of the day, it's his decision. If he gives it, he gives it. If he pull it, I'm still acting like I got the ball. It's no different. So.
For both of you guys, maybe Denzel first. What does it do for the offense to go into this offseason knowing who your starting quarterback is, kind of having him in place, and being able to go through a whole offseason with him?
I say it does a lot just because now we can actually start team building now. You know what I mean? Like, we don't have to wait. We didn't, like with Will and Demond before. First we didn't even know Demond was going to be here. Will was on the rails, so when he came in, we didn't really have that full time to really develop as a unit and bring the receivers in, get the quarterbacks together, watch tape early, but before the season, and those type of things that can really build us tight together and tightly knit us to a successful season, especially in the offense that we run. So I think definitely having Demond already, knowing he's going to be our starter coming into the season, I think that's just going to help us when it comes to chemistry and, making sure that we have the offense down to a point to where he's comfortable and he can adjust the offense how he wants it.
What's it like when Voigt lines up in the backfield?
Oh, it's great. You guys seen the Michigan game? Tiger Voigt. That's what we call it, Tiger Voigt.
Denzel, you gonna watch the Falcons game on Sunday?
Oh, for sure. And Mike's starting. I got to see my guy go shine. So I'll for sure be tuning in for that.
All right, let's get these guys out. We'll move these guys in.
Carson, I know you've said you're leaving, but I swear you have another year of eligibility if you wanted it, right?
Incorrect, unfortunately. No, this is my last year.
Why would you get an extra year because you were here in 2020?
Yeah, I never used my redshirt year because 2020 COVID and then 2021 I ended up playing more than 4 games that year. So burned the redshirt that year and then have played since. Yeah.
I just thought, you're kind of
5
short of
years to play 4,
linebackers.
he's played 4, so
Yeah.
that's it.
Okay, but just they were short of linebackers. That's why I thought about it. I
Yeah.
thought maybe somebody's twisting your arms.
For Carson Boy, preparing for your last game in a Husky uniform, what's that experience been like?
It's been great. With me and Bruner being here for 4+ years, me being 4, Bruner being 5, obviously, it's been a grand opportunity to be here. I cherish every moment of it, and to go out there one more time with my boys means the world to me. So.
Have you been to El Paso before?
No.
No. First time.
Carson and Boyd, I mean, you've been here 5 years, you've been here 4 years. You're coming up on the end. What would you change about college football? If you could change one thing about the way the sport is run or the way things work, what would you change?
That's a loaded question.
Yeah, that's a good question.
I was gonna say I wouldn't change anything about my time personally in college football and my time here at the University of Washington. I mean, I've loved every minute of it. There's a reason why I'm still here after 5 years. Obviously, the whole thing with like the transfer portal. A lot of people, I'm seeing people hop in the portal for the 3rd, 4th time. I feel like that's kind of taken away the whole thing of college football and the loyalty that you can have to a single program, and then going to a program when you commit out of high school and just kind of being able to be developed there. I feel like that kind of aspect of it is changing. I don't know if there's a rule change in there with the transfer portal on, hey, you can only transfer so many times. And I understand everyone has their own specific reasons on leaving, and for a lot of people, maybe it's for the best. But yeah, honestly, I'm not too sure. Yeah, something along those lines, maybe.
Yeah, obviously, with our time being in college football, there's been a lot of change. And like Bruno said, I wouldn't change it for the world, I had the opportunity to stay here all 4 years, and, I had a decision to make every year, at the end of every single year of those 4 years, but ended up staying here because it's where I live. So, yeah.
Demond, to come to the end of your first season, where have you seen the biggest growth in yourself from the start of the season to now?
I would just say being comfortable.
Going through the Oregon film with Coach Fish after that game?
I would say
Has much changed for you mentally since you've been given the team? Penix is going to have that happen to him in Atlanta, and it's kind of a natural thing in a lot of places where they pass the torch to the next guy. But have you felt different since you've gone from, say, the backup that's played every game to all of a sudden it's your show?
no, I feel like I prepared to play every game. I feel like it's been the exact same.
Carson, I think last year you said that, with your monitors on, that you were tracked at, 21, 22 miles an hour? How fast was it?
I think 21.
How close is that to Demond?
He's faster than me. I'll give him that. But I can keep up with him if I had to. But he's quick. He's fast. I mean, in practice, there's times he'll be running the alley when he keeps it or just running, scrambling. I mean, I'll be trying to get after him, and he surprised me each time for sure.
Have you given much thought to next, preparing for the NFL and just the combine? Have you worked any of that where you're going to work out? Have you thought that far ahead?
Yeah, I have basically everything kind of already planned out with all those things and kind of like my next steps. So I kind of have that on the back burner right now because obviously I still got a game left here to play in the UW uniform. So, I mean, I got that figured out, but really right now I'm just kind of focusing on what I can do today, what I can do tomorrow, and really helping this team win come the 31st.
Who's more help on that? Guys that went through the draft last year or your dad because he knows it inside and out?
Yeah, my dad has been a huge help for me, just kind of getting feedback from him. I mean, he went through the process, and he's been around the sport for a while. He knows a lot of agents, but I mean, I've called Eddie a lot. I was on the phone with Jackson Sermon the other week, and really just other former players, and kind of getting their sense of like the process that they went through, what they thought was good and bad, and just really taking in all the information I can. So then when I'm then at that time, then I know how to prepare.
Has it been hard to prepare for Louisville since 2 of their 3 quarterbacks that have even seen any game action this year have gone to the portal and won't be available?
Honestly, not really, because at the end of the day, like, their offense is their offense. Yeah, they'll have a different quarterback in there with a different playing style. But at the end of the day, like, the same plays are the same plays, and I feel like they're going to stay true to what they know and what they run. They're not going to have a whole new playbook out there just for one new person coming in. So really just kind of watching film. Obviously, I'm not watching how the quarterback itself throws the ball just because I know it'll be a different guy, but definitely the routes and the scheme that they run. So I don't think it would be really that much of a challenge.
Demond, have you had other teams reach out to you this year trying to get you to go in the portal and come to their school?
No.
Just, Demond, what'd you take away from the Oregon game? You know, this is your first year here, and as you know, a lot of people say Washington State's the rivalry, but it's different from Oregon. Did you feel any of that? What was it like just maybe before the game and during the game? What'd you find out about that rivalry?
Yeah, it's definitely intense. I mean, like the fans get into it, the players get into it. I mean, it's a great rivalry, and you know it'll continue to be a great rivalry.
When you were recruited by Jed, did he talk to you about becoming the face of a program? Was that a vision that he gave you while he was trying to recruit you, maybe at Arizona, and then when he brought you here?
Yeah, I feel like that's a conversation for every quarterback that's coming in, and every recruit every year should be that you'll be the face of the program, and that's why you commit to the school. So I feel like that was a talk with me, and that's a talk with every quarterback that's committed to certain schools.
Boy, what's the chances of us seeing you carry the ball in El Paso?
Man, I gotta run it by BC, run it by the OC. So,
Is there a chance we may see that?
man, hopefully I'll push it for you. I'll let you know.
Fumble recovery tape from high school?
So apologies.
76-yard run, I think you had or something?
Yeah, I was moving that play. Yeah.
Anything else for you guys?
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.